Hello everybody, Adam Clery from FourFourTwo here, and breaking news today, they've absolutely f***ed it. Yeah, so promised myself I was going to be sort of dead, calm and composed and impartial about this, but the breaking news today from the Telegraph here in merry old England is that they're going to bring in blue cards in football. That is a thing that's going to happen. It is a thing you are going to see. Yes, according to Telegraph Sport, IFAB, which is the International Federation About Boobies? No. International Football Association Board have signed off on what would be the first rule to bring a new card into football since the 1970s. And that is blue cards, the sin bin card in football. It will be issued for dissent or for cynical fouls, anything basically that brings the game into disrepute. And if you are to receive a blue card, then you are forced to leave the field for 10 minutes. You are allowed to then come back on, but you have to go off for that period of time. The full details of how exactly it's going to work aren't available yet, but it'll sort of go something like this. If you routinely speak back to the referee, which you're not supposed to, and you get a yellow card for, you'll now get a blue card, which means you have to go off the pitch for 10 minutes. And if a promising attack is developing and you side somebody down or you pull them back, again, for which you would currently get a yellow card, you'll be shown a blue one instead, and you'll have to leave the pitch. They've also said as well that just like yellow cards, if you get 2 blue cards, you get a red, so you get sent off. Although I don't really... if you get a second blue, you get a 10-minute sin bin, and then you're just not allowed to come back. A red card does that anyway. Also, you can mix them up. So if you get a yellow, and then you get a blue, then you're off. Or if you've already had a blue, and you get a yellow, then you're off. It's so stupid, isn't it? And if I'm honest, I'm not really sure where to start on this. My gut reaction is that I absolutely hate this rule. And it isn't just because I find the concept of sin bins just like really, I don't know, small time and just pointless. That's by the by. You should just be allowed to do cynical fouls. Like, I know that sounds bad, but they are part of the game. Like, maybe the dissent side of it I can kind of get on board with, though 10 minutes, that's just a huge chunk of a game of football, seems way excessive to me. But this obsession that the game has at the minute of cutting down all elements of gamesmanship, of keeping it noble and honest and true, that's not the game we love. If you really hate shithousing that much, then go and watch cricket. Go for a walk. Like, one of the best things about football is the professional levels of bastardry it has. Anyway, sorry, I'll put my head back on. This is happening because they've been trialling them in the very, very lower leagues of football across Europe and have decided that they have been a success. They've been used in grassroots football in Wales, for example, and now IFAB, who, despite the fact they don't have a tournament or a video game series named after them, do kind of control the whole world of football, have decided that they are going to go ahead with them. Now, as for the when that will happen, that's the one thing that's kind of a little bit unclear at the minute. They have said they're going to be beginning elite trials as soon as this summer, which will see it tested at the very top level of the professional game, but the very top tier competitions across the world are going to be excluded from that initial testing phase in case, and I quote, protocols require further refinement. And oh, that's weird. I don't know about you, but I can't think of any major rule change they've brought in football in the last couple of years, which definitely needed a lot of work and should not have been forced on the Premier League as soon as it was. Anyway, even worse news if you're in the United Kingdom. The Premier League will almost certainly be at the very cutting edge of all of these trials, because it was the FA in England that actually pushed towards this being trialled in the first place. The report in the Telegraph does suggest that both the FA Cup and the Women's FA Cup could be put forward as potential testing grounds for this at the very top level. And what do you expect when football in this country is largely run by the sort of Range Rover driving, jeans and shoe wearing rugby fans who find sin bins entertaining in the first place? Mercifully, though, they are absolutely not going to get used in the upcoming European Championships, because UEFA President Alexander Ceferin has said he is completely opposed to them, and it's not football. If you're watching, mate, that's a firm handshake From me to you. There you go, figure that out. I am going to be down in the comment section of this video because I would dearly like to take the pulse of the footballing world, and specifically the 442 audience, on their feelings to this. And if you are not already part of the 442 audience, why not press the subscribe button? We don't just explain tactics and stuff. We like to explain all the really mad shit that happens in football. If you think you're too good for the comment section, though, and you would like to send me your opinion directly, you can get me on Twitter at AdamClery, CLERY, and the 442 socials there in the corner of the video for the whole time. If you haven't noticed them already, how not? Latest issue of the magazine, that's kind of what we do here. Alex Ferguson is on the cover, plus Venables, Palestine, Robbie Savage, Afcon, and Trent, whatever that means. So go spend all your pocket money on that immediately before they kill football forever. Anyway, that's it. Blue cards. They're happening. They are happening. They are absolutely happening. You are going to see them in a game of football you're otherwise enjoying. Goodbye.